Video here on the channel, and today we're going to be talking about the honestly pretty disappointing news from Microsoft today. They just announced this morning two pretty major pieces of information regarding the pricing on Xbox consoles, and also with apparently just some of their first party new releases that'll be coming out starting with this holiday season, so in the next like 6 months. So the announcement is that some of their hardware, like their consoles and whatnot, will be seeing price range increases of $80 to $100 depending on which edition consoles you're buying and whatnot. And of course, like I said, some of their upcoming first-party releases will now also see a price increase to $80. So we just saw a few weeks ago with the Nintendo Switch 2 reveal and all of the information kind of relevant to that as well. Nintendo had increased their prices pretty big time. Their games also went up to $80 to $90 for some of their first party releases, and you only have to assume at this point that Sony will shortly follow suit with all of this. There is no reason for them to leave money on the table. And also, as we learned with the Nintendo Switch 2 situation, and as we've pretty much learned many times before this even anyway, this price hike, even though it's being complained about, people are making tweets about it, myself included, making videos, myself included, even though people are basically being negative towards this, nothing is going to change, because like with the Nintendo Switch 2 situation, all of this shit will still continue to be bought off the shelves, and nobody is going to curb their consumerism when it comes to video games, because that never happens anyway. So we've basically gotten to this point, and I've talked about this so many times over the years, where we're kind of locked into this cycle in the broader gaming industry now, where as a collective, gaming as an audience will just constantly buy shit. It doesn't matter if the game fucking sucks, it doesn't matter if it's good, it doesn't matter really much of anything. If it has the right name and has the right appeal, people are just gonna purchase it just because. I mean, think of all the sports games, Call of Duty, all of these different games, right, where they come out yearly, semi-annually, something like that. You know, your Assassin's Creed, your Far Cry, all these different dozens of franchises from all these major studios and publishers and whatnot. No matter what these games come out like, they're pre-ordered, they're purchased, they're constantly purchased. The deluxe edition of the game will sell the fuck out at the game store, right? That's what happens in gaming no matter what. There is no bad consequence for the developer. There is no bad consequence for any of the publishers or anybody involved up at the top who are making these decisions. There is no pushback in the gaming industry from consumers. Price increases, nothing. It doesn't matter. People are going to continue to buy, and you know, just like here, Microsoft increasing their games to $80. Lots of people are shitting on them for this. Lots of people, and you know, I could sit here for 30 minutes and just constantly drive the nail in about how bad Xbox is for doing this and yada yada. But the truth is, we all already know this. We all already know, yeah, it's annoying that video games are about to be $80. You know what's even more annoying? Knowing that 7 months after that, they could be $90 just because. Or maybe in 5 years, they'll be $120. We really don't know. We don't know where the ceiling is. There eventually, hopefully, I pray, there has to be a threshold where we're all just fucking tired of it. You know what I mean? We've had enough. But obviously, $70 was not that threshold a few years ago. Now the companies are moving it to $80. They're doing it in phases, and it seems like it's still not bothering anybody enough to actually take the debit card off their PlayStation account or whatever, right? So when does this end? That's a question you hear a lot. People, oh, when is this all going to finally end? You know, when are we all going to have enough? And I'm sitting here asking the same thing too, but the truth is, we all already know the answer to this. I mean, we can sit here and ask until we're blue in the fucking face and just repeat the same question. How could this happen again? How does it happen again? It happens again because there's no reason for these companies to stop. The truth is, if we really wanted to like send a message to all of these companies, all of these AAA developers, publishers, console manufacturers, whatever, right? If we really wanted to hammer home a point when it came to them and their monetization, their business practices, whatever, right? Lump it all in the same fucking snowball. We would have to collectively, 95% of people who buy video games, we'd have to stop buying new AAA video games for about 2 years. We couldn't do it in a week. We couldn't do it with like a couple months. It couldn't be a fiscal quarter. It couldn't even be a calendar year. It'd have to be 12, 18, 24 months. Honestly, it may be longer than that. I really don't know. It would have to be somewhere around 2 years, because you do it for a couple weeks, they don't give a fuck. You do it for a couple of months, these are billion-dollar corporations. They'll just try and wait the flame out and see if they can just avoid the whole bullshit. You do it for about 2 or 3 years, and you really just make these motherfuckers eat a 90% revenue decline all that time. I think that's really the only way you send a message at this point. I mean, you're not going to get through to them bitching about $80 game prices, but also buying the $80 games. Well, I have to get this one, I gotta get the new Halo. And in the past I've said like GTA 6 is probably the only game I can understand spending $100 on. But honestly, at this point, the way that I think about it is, if not buying it at $100 was enough to literally save the entire gaming industry from getting to the $100 threshold on price, I think it would be worth waiting another year or two to play Grand Theft Auto 6. I mean, it's already been fucking 12 years since the last GTA. And the thing is, we didn't even have to get to that point. Like, I remember talking about this and I'm like, some people are expecting that GTA 6 will be the first $100 game. They're going to start normalizing the price increases until they match it then. It didn't even take that long, okay? The sharks were already smelling blood in the water at the Nintendo and the Microsoft and the Sony headquarters before we even got to that point. They knew that they could do this. They knew that they could just keep pushing the button. And so people always are like, oh man, when are we finally going to get back to a point when video games, they actually are acting right? When are we going to get to a point where we pay $60 for games again? That's never coming back. Okay, it's never gonna happen. We're never going back. We're never returning to normalcy, quote unquote, like people think. This idea that things are gonna go back to how they were 10, 15, 20, 30 years ago, whatever. It's not fucking happening, okay? It's not happening. It's never gonna be that way again.
What's going on, everybody? It's Antoine here. I'm back in the video. We're back in the video channel. And today's video is another Round Talk video. And today's video, of course, you guys already know, it's that time to talk about this. Yeah, today's video, of course, we're gonna be doing another Round Talk video. And you already know it comes with Round Talk video. I shouldn't have to say this, but obviously another Round Talk video. We're gonna be talking about, of course, Xbox. If you guys do not know, or if you guys have been sleeping on the rocks for a couple of days, which I think I have. Xbox now decide to increase their prices over, over their consoles, their accessories and everything, and now moving into the $80, per game range, like coming up this holiday this year. They say holiday season, which I'm assuming is going to be happening around Christmas or Thanksgiving, this fall, whatever. That's what they're more likely going to be, going into in the foreseeable future. Actually, probably this year. You know what I'm saying? And if you guys have not been following what's going on in gaming recently, when it comes to Nintendo decided to increase their not only their consoles, like their Switch 2 console to $450, but also they increased the games to $80 to $90. $80 the digital one, $90 the physical copy one. I'm assuming this was what Xbox is going with, the same route with the making their consoles like expensive, more expensive, increasing their price, but also increasing the games to $80 to $90. And honestly, I mean, I figured that if Nintendo were to go through with this, and for the sake of their, for sake of the money over their fan base, I wouldn't be surprised if if Xbox pursue this or Sony pursue this. But so far, we haven't even got an update what Sony's going to do. So more likely, they're probably going to pursue this too as well. And if they do, I'm more likely going to make a video on that one too as well. I was making specifically for Xbox because, well, I mean, this is kind of a sad news because, obviously, while the Xbox players, they figure, oh, surely it's not going to happen to us. But knowing, how shady Microsoft is, and knowing how shady is Nintendo is, they did with their fan base. They obviously they charging people $80 to $90 a game. Same thing now going to be applied with Xbox coming up this holiday. Not next year, not next week. No, this holiday. So for the foreseeable future, obviously they're going to be doing that. You know what I'm saying? Along with Nintendo, they're doing that the same thing as well. Xbox increasing their prices on all consoles and accessories, all that is to be increased along with the games. It will be increased. Um, all that will be making a major change coming up this holiday and all that. And honestly, like I said, I figured that if if PlayStation, I'm not, if Nintendo were to do this, and more likely they're going to follow the more the money and the profit, I wouldn't be surprised if Xbox did this. I talked about it in my last video when I talked about Nintendo. Took an L video, whatever, explaining everything that went down specifically for them. And I told myself this, and I said this: if somehow this becomes successful, if Nintendo, switch to, somehow come out successful, which more likely probably will, I wouldn't be surprised if Xbox and Sony, take this pursuit and actually do the same thing. Charge $80 to $90 for a game, and then increase their console price. You know what I'm saying, along with the accessory price and all that. I wouldn't be surprised. And here we are. Look what Xbox doing. They're doing the same thing as Nintendo doing. They're increasing the games. So to from $30 to $80 to $90, and now they're doing the same thing with the console price and increasing their prices as well. And they have the nerve to make a fucking PR bullshit statement that doesn't make no sense. But I digress, though. You know what I'm saying? And honestly, I'm reading you the following of the whole entire the whole entire statement that they made according to IGN. I just followed up that tweet I saw you guys earlier ago about this whole entire thing. It came from Microsoft themselves, what they said based off of IGN. So here's the tweet right here. So as you can see right here, this is the tweet. It just Bill, the guy that I'm following. He's another YouTube content creator I followed. Shout out to him. He said this is what this is what y'all deserve for support Nintendo. Wario64, of course, made a tweet said Microsoft raised the prices of all Xbox Series consoles, Xbox games confirmed to hit $80 this holiday. IGN.com starts articles, micro whatever. Xbox Series X is now $599. It was $499. Now it's $599, and basically people's paycheck, whatever. And you see all the prices, whatever, and all that's going on. And of course, see down in the bottom right here, Microsoft issued a IGN with the following statement as to why the price increases. We're taking place. We understand that these changes are challenging, and they were made with careful consideration given marketing conditions and the rising cost of development. Looking ahead, we continue to focus on offering more ways to play more games across any screen and ensuring values for Xbox players. That's what Microsoft said. I repeat again. Microsoft issued IGN with the following statement as to why the price increase were taking place. We understand that these changes, not changes, changes are challenging, and they were made with careful consideration given the market conditions and rising cost of development. Looking ahead, we continue to focus on offering more ways to play more games across any screen and ensuring the values for Xbox players. Keyword: offering more ways to play more games across any screens and ensuring values for Xbox players. Like highlight that real quick. That's what they're saying. That's what they're saying. That's the key words. That's what they're saying right here, right there. Offering more ways to play more games across any screen and ensuring value for Xbox players. For you Xbox fans, that's what Microsoft's saying. They're saying, "Hey, we want to offer more ways for you guys to play games across anything, any game you guys like, hopefully desires. For the value purposes for Xbox players." That's what they basically saying. That's what they're saying out of their own mouth. That's what Microsoft's saying. That's what they're saying about this whole entire price increasing. This is the reason why they're increasing the price. Now, of course, this happened around um May 1st, 2025. This is like May 4th. I'm going to be probably like I'm recording this on a Sunday. This is going to be uploaded on Monday. So You know what I'm saying? Lost my voice there. But you know what I'm saying? So basically that's what Microsoft saying. This is what they're saying. They're saying they're offering trying to offer more ways to play more games, keyword more games across the any screen, ensuring value for Xbox players. Okay. If they're doing that, can I ask Microsoft one question? Why charge why create well, two questions. If they're trying to offer more ways for Xbox players specifically to play more games to ensure the value and everything to make it more fun, whatever they want to call it, right? Here's my question to Microsoft and Xbox. One, why increase the price? Why increase the price to $80 to $90? Why increase your consoles to 100 plus more dollars? If you're trying to offer more ways for more players to play more games and have more value towards those to make sure you get the experiencing and ensuring for all Xbox players. Explain that. Hmm? Did we get an answer? Nope, we don't get an answer. It's just PR bullshit what they're saying. They're basically saying, listen, we don't care about you. We just want your money. That's it. That's why we increasing the price. Same thing applies with Nintendo. Nintendo increased their prices, like they increased their the $450, freaking consoles going on, right? With Nintendo stuff, right? And now you're seeing an increase of console to Xbox and to $80 to $90, and they're coming up with this PR saying bullshit, saying that they try to offer value to all Xbox players. How's increasing the prices for from $70 to $80 to $90 to anything to try to make the Xbox player base better? How is increasing across console prices is going to make the whole console player like the whole Xbox player base better? How is that possible? To me, this screams bullshit, bullshit, and bullshit, and even more bullshit because it seemed like you guys don't care about you guys don't care about your Xbox player base. All you guys care about is basically, hey, fuck you, give me money. I want your money. I want to increase the price because we want your money. We want to make more games special. We figure, hey, you know what? We have Xbox fan base. They're gonna buy wherever they're gonna buy to. Same thing applies to Nintendo fan base. And we're gonna get more money out of them out of your pockets. That's basically what Microsoft's saying. They want your money, basically, just like Nintendo. They want your money. They could have easily, like Nintendo, could have easily make this console around make the Nintendo Switch 2 console around $300 just like they did with Nintendo Switch 1. Xbox could keep the same old price whatever they got on, and they still would make a lot of money on there. But no, they want to increase it because basically they want your money just like Nintendo did. Just like they increased their gaming from $80 to $90. They want your money. Then they want to charge you expensive ass fucking Switch 2 for $450. They want your money, and of course, Xbox is of course doing the same old thing. Same thing plus Nintendo. They're doing the same thing with Xbox doing the same things Nintendo doing basically because they want your money. That's pretty much it. And it's sad and it's insane that they're doing this because obviously yeah, it's already bad enough. It's already expensive, right? When it comes to gaming, right? Now adding $80 to $90, that's basically $100 you're spending over one single game. And people live the paycheck to paycheck and shit for for these get for the get these games, whatever, what I'm saying, and to make a living off this stuff. I mean, it's already bad enough. It's even hard to make a living off yourself. Try to live somewhere there, around the world, what I'm saying. And now increasing the price of video games, which can help so many people ways through, mental health, escape from reality, just relax and chill, have fun with their online friends. Now you're charging them more for all this shit just to play a video game, which is insane, man. And some people gonna probably defend this just like a Nintendo, shit, what I'm saying? And it's just sad because now they can get away with this shit, what I'm saying? A lot of people were supporting the Nintendo, what they're doing with the 80 to $90 bullshit. And a result of that happening, basically, now Xbox doing the same thing, and then now the support's gonna go into Xbox doing the shit. And now all of this left for here is the Sony to pull the trigger. And at this point, I wouldn't be surprised they decide to pull the trigger. And if they do, I'll have to make a video on that one too as well, because I'm not a biased motherfucker. Whatever Sony does is some bullshit, I'll call them out for it. And if they decide to go with the $80 to $90 shit, I'm going to call them out for it because this is ridiculous that we have to play video games at an expensive fucking rate, cost $80 to $90. I mean, Sony's already kind of taking a little bit of an L because I heard that in Canada they increased their membership, like their 1 year membership in Canada. it hasn't been effective in US yet, but they're more likely going to probably increase their membership, like the yearly membership in Canada or whatever. So I'm just waiting for them to pull that trigger and say we're gonna make $80 to $90 games from here on out, and of course we'll increase the year memberships in America. They did it with Canada, so I'm just waiting for Sony to pull the trigger at this point because it's like if one company does something and it becomes successful to their eyes, another company's going to use that way to say that we're going to do the same thing. And then Sony, I'm just waiting for them to say it, and then I have to make a video on that one, and it's going to hurt me because I play mostly PlayStation games. I rarely play PC games, but from time to time because I've got a good PC though. But there's going to come times where I might move the PC, but more likely I don't know. It's not going to happen in the near future right now. But besides that though. Um, I mean, if y'all don't know what's going on, like we are now in 5 years since PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X has came out, and 2 years from now, 3 years from now, I don't know. More likely, we're probably gonna get PlayStation 6 or whatever Xbox new console they're gonna bring in, and there's going to be a lot of increase in prices going to be going on from there. I have a feeling that PS6 is going to be a more expensive than PS5. They're going to increase that price along with Xbox new console. They're going to increase those prices, and it's going to just be all nothing but fuckery in this gaming industry. Sorry, fuckery when Nintendo did this shit and then they're shadiness and this whole behind this whole behind $80 to $90 shit, and then the whole console being $450 and them hiding it when Nintendo Direct came around. Now you're seeing um now you're seeing Xbox just making an announcement, Microsoft making an announcement saying we're going to increase the prices. All consoles going to be increased, accessories going to be increased, and the gaming for $80 to $90 is going to be increased. At this point, I'm just waiting for Sony to pull the trigger. I mean, there's a lot of money on the table. I mean, at the end of the day, they're going to make more money out of this, and people are still going to buy the shit. I'm gonna still gonna buy Sony, games or whatever. I'm not gonna buy Xbox or Nintendo games because I don't play Nintendo games, so I don't play Xbox games like that. Anyways, I'm a PlayStation guy and a PC guy, so I'll probably buy whatever those they got. You know what I'm saying? But I'm still gonna make a video, clowning on Sony if they decide to make this move because, like, bro, this is kind of fucked up. Because, like, come on now, I get it. You want to, get more money out of this, but like, bro, what about the consumers? You know what I'm saying? Don't you care? But apparently, when you come to these multi-billion-dollar company and these billion-dollar and trillion-dollar company like Nintendo, Xbox, and potentially Sony, because they haven't pulled the trigger yet, which I'm waiting for them to do. They don't give a fuck. They just want your damn money. And yeah, this situation is sad. It's a huge L for Xbox for so many reasons, and the fact that they're following this up with after Nintendo doing this shit and now Xbox doing this, I'm just waiting for Sony to pull the trigger and do it too as well, and then I have to make a video on that one. But that's the only time will tell, so we gotta wait and see. I just want to make this video talking about this because, like, as a person who plays Xbox games like a lot back in the day, like just like Nintendo, I used to fuck with Nintendo games. Then I switched for Xbox. You play those heavily too as well. And then I went to PlayStation because I have, I like more. I prefer PlayStation games over Nintendo and Xbox games anytime, any day. And the fact that they're doing this shit right here. The shadiness that Xbox and Microsoft doing is and Nintendo's doing, just to reject the fan base and say "fuck you, give me money" type shit. It's kind of sad, and at this point, like I said, I'm just waiting for Sony to pull the damn trigger to do it. I'm just waiting for it because it's going to be at that point they're going to probably do this. Also, I want to point this out too as well, and I forgot to mention this too as well. I guess them increasing this price will probably lead to more people buying the Game Pass. I forgot to mention about that because Game Pass, you could get games that are new, like or they're like a couple months new, like cheap for free, for monthly prices. Rather than the Ultimate Game Pass, their standard one doesn't matter. I think this is the move where basically they want to increase their prices to consoles and to video games in general to $80 to $90. Video games and Xbox. That way that they can, potentially get everybody on Game Pass and get because they make a lot of money on Game Pass. If y'all don't know, they make a lot of money on Game Pass. But people don't just want to buy a $70 fucking game. That people rather buy the new game cheap, and that Game Pass offers them that. And I feel like this is the move that they're also trying to make too as well. I just want to point that out as well for Microsoft, for you guys, if you guys are wondering. But nonetheless, though, man, I mean, that's pretty much it. I ain't got nothing to say. Honestly, Xbox took this L. Just like Nintendo took in the L, I'm just waiting for Sony to like take this L too as well. I'm just waiting for it, that trigger to be pulled, and then I have to make a video, whatever. So I mean, it's giving more people more reasons to go on PC now, more likely. I think with Nintendo doing this, with Xbox doing this, people gonna move to PC gaming, and that's right now it's doing really good. I mean, it's been doing really good for the past 10 years, in my opinion. So I wouldn't be surprised if people move on to PC gaming in the near future, and we got to stay on that for here on now. So yeah, this sucks. Like I said, it's gonna hurt when I had to go spend a fucking $80 game just to go do a walkthrough over it, content over it, or platinum trophy over this shit. So, but only time will tell. So we're gonna wait and see. But with that being said, man, thank y'all for watching. Leave, like, subscribe. Let me know in the comment section down below how you feel about Xbox now deciding to increase their price, increase their gaming from $70 to $80 to $90, just like Nintendo. And do you guys think that Nintendo is the main reason behind all of this and why Xbox doing the same thing? So I want y'all to let me know in the comment section down below. Let me know. You know, have this conversation down in the comment section down below. And yeah, pretty much it. I'm gonna get up out of here. Hope y'all enjoy, this video. As always, take care. I'm out. Peace.